The narrative overhaul, a descent into hell. While the visuals set the stage, the narrative is where this reimagining truly descends into darkness. The core message of hope in Demon Slayer is like a compass needle that always points north. This version shatters that compass, leaving you stranded in a dark forest with no way out. It starts with the massacre. There's no dignified fade to black. We are forced to watch, in unflinching detail, the violation of the Kamado home, much like in Devilman, the birth. This isn't a tragedy, it's an atrocity. Tanjiro doesn't just find his family slain. He witnesses it in a way that shatters his psyche. His mind is no longer a fortress of resolve, but a haunted house where the ghosts of his family constantly scream. His famous scar isn't a mark of determination, but a festering head wound that causes him to hallucinate his mother's dying pleas, kicking off a journey driven by PTSD, not heroism. Then there's Nezuko. The sweet, muzzled demon is a symbol of hope in the original. In our 90s OVA, that symbol is perverted. Her demonic nature is a constant, terrifying struggle, like in Devil Lady. She'd have feral outbursts, not just against enemies, but against innocents, maybe even Tanjiro. Their bond, once so pure, would twist into a codependent horror, less like a lifeline and more like two people chained together as they drown. Imagine Tanjiro not carrying her in a box, but chaining her up like a captive apostle from Berserk, terrified of the monster she might become. The question is no longer if she can be saved, but if she's even worth saving. And Tanjiro's training? The shonen montage of perseverance is gone. Urokodaki's methods would be a grueling ordeal that leaves Tanjiro permanently scarred. This is the brutal realism of Fist of the North Star, where every lesson is paid for in blood. The breathing techniques wouldn't be a power system. They'd be a desperate gamble, like making a deal with a loan shark. Using total concentration might require inhaling toxic incense that shaves years off his life for a short-term burst of power. His Nichiren blade wouldn't be a badge of honor, but a crude tool that shatters, forcing him to kill with his bare hands. The final selection isn't a test. It's a slaughterhouse where survival means leaving your peers for dead, crushing his spirit long before he meets Muzan. Part 3. The character deconstruction. Broken and remorseless. This brutal world forges a different kind of hero. The protagonists of 90s gore fests weren't compassionate. They were like cracked mirrors. They still reflected the world, but the image was fractured, showing the ugliness inside themselves. They were broken anti-heroes like Guts from Berserk or Jubei from Ninja Scroll. Men just as monstrous as the demons they hunted. Our 90s Tanjiro walks this same dark path. The kind boy we know is eroded by trauma. Each fight leaves him permanently broken, a mangled arm, a clouded eye, a roadmap of scars. His empathy, once his greatest strength, becomes his fatal flaw. It's like having an open wound in a plague-infested city, a vulnerability guaranteed to get you and everyone else infected. When he hesitates to kill a pleading demon, the result isn't growth. It's a village of slaughtered innocents with their blood on his hands. He becomes colder, more ruthless. His quest is no longer about saving his sister. It's a raw hunt for vengeance that consumes him. He grows closer to the monsters he hunts, adopting their remorselessness to survive. So what's the point of twisting the story into something so bleak? By looking at Demon Slayer through this dark lens, we uncover a fundamental truth. The modern series is a story about the power of hope and kindness. It is, at its heart, inspirational. But the 90s OVA version would be its dark mirror, a cautionary tale. It would whisper that vengeance costs you your soul, that some trauma can never be overcome, and that when you fight monsters, you risk becoming one yourself. There would be no triumphant victory. The only fitting end would be nihilistic. Muzan might win, or Tanjiro might succeed, only to find himself completely alone. He's not a knight in shining armor who saved the kingdom. He's the lone soldier left on a battlefield of corpses, wondering if victory was worth the silence. He wouldn't be a hero. He'd be a survivor. This version wouldn't be a global phenomenon. It would be a cult classic, whispered about in dark corners of the internet for its unflinching brutality and for its courage to suggest that sometimes hope just isn't enough. And if you enjoyed this dive into the shadows of anime history, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more. Thanks for watching.